This is the video for Machine Learning Project 2. And the first thing I'm going to do is run through the pre-processing that we did. So here I'm going to run our pre-processing. We're going to just run it on car dataset for an example. First we read in the dataset right here, and then we're going to run our scaler on the dataset. So what that does is it takes in categorical attribute values that are on a scale and then turns them into numbers. So for example, we take this low, medium, and high right here, and then we turn that into 0, 1, and 2. After it is scaled, then we normalize the data set, and we take our numbers, 0, 1, and 2, and then put them on a scale to 0 to 1. So 0, 1, and 2 turns into 0.5 and then 1. And then after we normalized it, we shuffle the data set. You can see the shuffled data is right here, and the reason we do that is so that our experiment gets randomized data set. So now I'm going to go through the running of our algorithm. So I'm going to press run right here. So here is our output of running the algorithms. You can see that we are running on the segmentation data set. First we read in the data set, and then the first algorithm we're going to do is K-nearest neighbors. We're going to start doing our 10-fold cross-validation with K-nearest neighbors. It's going to take all of the records and then test it on 21, which is 10% of this 210. And it runs KNN to get our predicted values. This is done 10 times for each of the 10 folds. And then here is the 10-fold final prediction results, which is a list of our predicted values versus our actual values. And then this is all fed into our loss functions. All 10 of them are produce our loss function values, and then we average all those values to produce our final averages for the loss functions right here. So that was K-nearest neighbors, and now the next one is edited nearest neighbors. So we read in the file again, and then first for edited nearest neighbors we have to extract the validation set. So the extracted validation set is 10% again, so it has 21 records right here, as you can see, and the remaining data has 189. And then we start running our edited nearest neighbors algorithm on the data set, which uses the validation in the algorithm. Here you can see it is doing the algorithm on 170 records, and then goes down to 142 when it's edited. And then it runs KNN on the one fold, and it gets the predicted output values. This is done 10 times for each of the 10 folds. And then we get, again, our prediction results, which are turned into our loss function results. And here's the averages of all of those. For condensed, we do pretty much the same thing, where it reads in the data set. Here it takes the training data and then condenses it. We have 189 records, and then it condenses it down to 58, and then it runs KNN on the 21 testing records using that condensed data set to get our predicted values. This is done 10 times for each fold. And then finally we have our 10-fold prediction results right here, and then you can see the average loss results right here. For k-means, we have just done 3 clusters so that we can show it in the video running. Here you can see we are running k-means on the dataset, and then it produces our 3 cluster centroids, which are right here, and then we run KNN on those cluster centroids to get the predicted values. This is done 10 times again for each fold, and then we have our final prediction results, and then the average of the loss function results. For k-medoids, it does the same thing as k-means, except now it's running the k-medoids algorithm. So here are the dataset that it's running it on, and then here are the cluster medoids that it finds. And then it runs k-nearest neighbors on testing records using those clusters, those cluster medoids. It does this 10 times, and again we have our prediction results and our average loss function results.